So the next session is titled Building a Gemini AI-powered emoji movie guessing feature in a production-ready app with Flutter along. But it will be presented by Renuka, so please give her a big round of applause, please.
Thank you. So, thank you for this. I know it's a big, long title. And we will explore why this is the big title and what is I'm cooking in this talk now. So let me introduce myself. So I'm a Renuka Kelkar. As you know, because of I'm from the Code Magic booth, I'm working as a field marketing specialist at Code Magic. But along with this, I'm a Google developer expert for Flutter and Dart. I'm a co-founder at the Microbiome Superhero app, which is related to create the awareness related to the microbiome. So we will talk, I can show you something about that in my talk as well. I'm the founder at the Tech Power Girls community. This community is specially created for the women who are like having the gap of in their IT career from more than 5 years. And they want to build something back to the community, or they want to do something again in IT. So we help the women to learn the Flutter from the scratch, and we help them to create their portfolios and help them to come to the job market again. So that is the initiative we started. Again, along with this, I'm the organizer for the Google Developer Group London. I'm a Flutterista and I'm a Women Techmaker Ambassador. So after my short bio, So you have seen this video last year, right? And you have seen another video this year as well, right? And like last year, that Pichai and the other presenters roughly saying the AI words in 143 times. And that's why they created like this video is gone viral. And this year, Google I/O, they have created the counter, like how many times they are saying AI in their whole presentation. So I feel like that, like next couple of Google I/O, we are just getting to more and more into AI only. So my talk is all about the AI. So being I'm a Flutter developer, let's see how the AI works. So it means that like we are like Flutter is all about Google. So I'm not talking about any other AI thing, but just the Gemini. So we are in the Gemini era now. And day-to-day life, how we are more into the AI. So we are using the AI for the virtual assistants, recommendation system, smart home devices, autonomous vehicles, like we've been through here with the kind of without any man's driving the train and all this stuff, right? Then the health monitoring, fitness app, so many use cases, day-to-day life, we are using the AI, knowingly or unknowingly. So let's understand what is the picture with the Flutter. So is anybody here who is already using AI in their application? Not many? Okay. Okay, then I think my talk will help you to go and use these things in your Flutter application as well. So as you remember, like when they released the 3.19, they have announced it that Google AI.SDK support for the Gemini API. And that was the, like a huge thing, because the things like everyone is talking about AI, and when we can go and do these things, experiment with these things in Flutter application. So there are the different ways you can integrate AI easily with Flutter application. So what are the different ways you can integrate AI with Flutter? So as I mentioned, build with AI with the Gemini API, because they are giving a support for the Dart SDK. And then another option is the Firebase extension. Is anybody here who use the Firebase extension? Okay, 1 or 2 people. Okay, that's fine. So these are the packages. When they announce it, that these are the packages you can use to build any AI application in your Flutter, integrate the AI in your Flutter application. So let's see what are the key capability this generative AI model has basically, what you can build with this. So first option is the text only input. So what is the meaning of that? If I am giving a prompt as a text, as an input, and I'm getting the output as a text. But that is not enough all the time, because if we are using the AI, we want to experiment so many different things. So the next thing is that a text and images as input. So I have the use case, I'm using sometimes ChatGPT, and I have created some notes, and I just want to put that notes in my ChatGPT application, and I want to have a proper documentation of that. So that is a multi-model thing, you are giving the input as an image and you are getting the output as a text. So vice versa, if you are giving the text as an input and you want to create some images or something from that, that is another option for that. Then there is a third option is for the build a multi-turn conversation chat. So that is the option I'm going to use with my what I have created for this talk. Then the use streaming for the fast interaction. So these are the different capabilities. You can do it with this model. So this is I have built this application, built the multi-turn conversational chat. So what is this application is all about? It's all about the guessing the game, because we want to create something which is a kind of funny, and we want to use and try this SDK with the Flutter application. So it's a trying project for myself and to understand how these features works basically. So this is the application we have built it for this. So let's see how this works. Okay, so here is the sample code for that. And in this code, you can see we have used the model Gemini 1.0 Pro. I have created this before, that's why I've used this, but now they deprecated this 1.0. Now you have to create this kind of application. You have to use 1.5 Pro, that you can use it for such kind of application. So here is a predefined code. You will get it from their documentation. And as I mentioned that I want a multi-turn kind of conversation here, a start chat. Let's see what it all means for that. So anybody here who has created an application with the chat application without any AI? Is anybody here who has tried chat application? How much time you take to develop that application? Yeah, the chat. 4 hours, right? Okay, I built this application in 15 minutes. So that's the thing, how much complexity you have to use it. You have to thinking about how to store the history, what chat you have already done, and along with this, right? That there is a kind of work around that too, if you want to build it from the scratch, everything, right? So that's why here you don't need to take care of anything. It's already predefined for you. So these are the things you can first understand. The start chat functions. It initializes the chat. Then the send messages, it will create a new message in the chat history, and which will append the message to give the response. You can think about the 2 roles here. One is for the user and one is for the model. So user role is all about the prompts, what you provided for the chat, and the role for the model is to get the response. So these are the kind of key things you should understand before you use this thing. Okay, if you see the code, what I have written here, so here you can see there is a difference. I have used here the content.text where I have given my prompt, and I have used the content.model and text part. So what is this all about? So here, so when you can use the content.text, so when you want to give like a simple text without any formatting, so you can use the content.text. And if you want to add any kind of formatting to your text as a prompt or anything, then you can use as a content.model text part. So these are the things you should understand before you can start writing the prompt for your project. So if you want to know how whatever I'm talking right now, how you can implement this, this is a QR code. We have created the GitLab project as a workshop. You can go one by one, step by step, and you can generate the same kind of app yourself. So if you want, you can scan the QR code for that as well. So let's see how it works first, and then I will continue with my talk. Let me run this project. Able to see this. Okay. So in this application, we have given some sample list here. Let's say I can just copy something from here. This is just experimental project. We don't follow like a proper Flutter good guidelines and everything. It's just like an experimental project for us. So this is like a kind of prompt. What prompt we have shown you. So it's worked like that. Let's see, I can add one more thing. Which one I can add it? Okay, so as I mentioned in my talk, right, I'm using this thing for my production ready app, but you feel like that, okay, Renuka, doesn't look like a production ready app, right? As I mentioned, it's a experimental thing I have created. How come you are saying that you are using this is for your production ready app? Let's see what goes next. Oh, what happened? Why it's not going? Okay, so if I'm saying these two applications are same, what do you think about this? So I don't know why it's not showing. So this is the application I have created for my company called the Microbiome Superhero. So this is an application where you can create the awareness related to the microbiome to the kids. What is a microbiome? What happened? What you do with that? All this stuff. It is an awareness created app, and along with this, you can have an activity tracker, like a good habits changing things, and my company wants to have one feature which is related to the tracking what you eat every day. It will give you the microbiome count. So that kind of feature I want to add it into my application. And as I mentioned, these two applications are the same. Let's see how it goes. So this is the application. It is related to the microbiome, so you can get an idea what is this application all about. And this is for the kids aged to 6 to 12-year-old. So this is a microbiome chatbot we have added. Still, it's like a half an hour work added into the production ready application. So ask that what you have in the breakfast, and kids put there what they had it, and see that kind of result you are getting through that. So how come these two applications are same? Anybody have any kind of guess? No? I use the same code what I have used for this experimental purpose. The change is only one thing, and that is the prompt. So prompt created all the magic to create a different application with the same code. Like if you want to create different features to your application, you can use the same code, same techniques, just to tweak about the prompts. So why prompting, how to write the good prompt, and how you can create a different application with the same code. Like Kevin mentioned that about the white labeling to create the different application with the same code. It is like that, but it's something like you can use the same code with the different apps. So here is a prompt designing. You should understand first thing what kind of prompt you are giving to your application. So there are three categories. One is free form, another is structured, and third one is a chat. So the free form here is that you don't need to put any kind of example in that. The structure form that you can give like an input and give some format and give some kind of example that what kind of response you are expected through that prompt. And the chat is like a conversational, often mimicking actual dialogue, like a chat application. You can use this kind of thing. So these are the basic things when you think about to create such a kind of application, to understand which kind of prompt you are going to use it. So here are some kind of rules when you write the good writing effective prompts for your application. So it should have some persona, some task, some context, or some format. So if you are using this kind of format, so that will help you to get the desired result from your application. So anybody have attended this session online? So here is that they have created this recipe application, and they have uses the same technique and created writing the good prompt and getting this kind of result. So anybody have knowledge about how to get this kind of result through any prompt? Are you using any chat GPT things and you are giving some kind of prompt and getting some formatted result from that? Are you using in such things in your any kind of work? Okay, that's great. So this is I always I'm like a curious George all the time. When you can get some kind of updates from the AI, I always wonder that, okay, because I'm putting any prompt in ChatGPT or Gemini and I'm getting some kind of result, but how I can get the format that result? When you have an API call, you know that what kind of JSON you are calling from that. And you know that this is a string, this is a kind of integer, what value you are expecting from that. But here is you don't have a control on yourself, what kind of result you are getting through the generative AI. So let's see how to do this basically, to format what response you are getting through that. So see that this application, what you have seen here, they have written this kind of prompt for that. And they have written this prompt very detailed. I don't think so. Is anyone here who writes such kind of prompts to get kind of result? Is anybody here? You write such kind of prompts?
Yes, and I asked the prompt to return JSON with the specific parameter, but I get a lot of visual.
Okay, thanks. But that's the good practice. If you want to create an application, like a kind of anything, it's not only for the documentation purpose or anything, but if you want to create any kind of application, so you have to write this kind of prompt to give all the details. Here they said that after providing the recipe, add a description that creatively explain why the recipe is good based on only the ingredients used in the recipe. So that much restriction we are giving, like that much command we are giving to the to generative AI to what kind of result we are looking for. The next thing they have added, just as you mentioned, that JSON, right? So they have also added they want what kind of format they want from the structure. So they give like a title should be, what kind of title they want it, and all this stuff. And then they as mentioned is the unique ID should be a unique, and the type of the string. So that kind of detail, if you write the prompt, then definitely what kind of result, desired result you are looking from the application, that you will get it through that. So as you mentioned, like as you see that when you use ChatGPT or when you use any generative AI things, you don't have kind of control. Like I am a mom of 2 kids. I have a 8-year-old kid at home, and if I'm asking him to do something, work, ask the ChatGPT. I don't know what kind of command he is giving to the ChatGPT, what kind of content he can give to the ChatGPT, and what kind of responses he is getting through that. So these kind of thing you should be aware of that, like whatever content you are generating through your application, because we are developing the application for the kids. So we should take care of like a safety first for the kids, like what kind of responses they get through the prompt they are putting through the application. So there is a one setting, like the safety setting in your generative AI models basically. So you can decide it like how much harassment or how much hate speech kind of you are okay with that, like what kind of rude content are you okay or you are not, like what kind of age you are targeting, and you can decide it, this kind of the features you can manipulate with that value. So this is the like a kind of thing, like this is the model, and here you can add the safety settings, and you can say that the threshold for the harm block threshold will be block low and above. This kind of things you can add it into the application. The another thing is the generation config. So like these are very important features. I feel like that like creating any application is very easy with generative AI, but writing the prompt and selecting the options is very, very important. Because when I was trying to create this application, every time I'm getting a different result, and I feel that why it happens. So these parameters are really, really important. The temperature, if you are saying temperature is 0, means whatever prompt you are writing there, which will give you that particular desired result. It will not go as a kind of out and find their own thing and add it into the response. But if you select like a temperature to the 1 or 1.2 or above that, so it will create a different creative answers, adding their own stuff into your result. So that small things matters a lot when you do this kind of application. So it's like a thing. And as I mentioned, that there is a one kind of property for that, where you can decide it that what kind of responses you want it from here. So here is the response MIME type, which is like, if you can select as application as a JSON, and you can get the JSON schema through that basically. So these are some features you can think about when you develop such kind of application in your Flutter application. So how you can write the structure for your response. So now whenever you think to create application, you will have the whole control, what kind of prompt you are giving and what kind of response you are receiving through this prompt. So that's how you can have a control on everything now. So if you wonder like what kind of options I am showing here, I don't know about that, but there is a kind of platform where you can get the whatever setting you are selecting for your application, it will give you the code, ready-made code for that. Let me see if that work here. So see, This is Google AI Studio, and here you can write the prompt. If you go to this create new prompt tab, so here you can create a new prompt and you can select which kind of prompt you want for your application. And if I'm saying this is my application, I'm saying run. So this is how it will generate the different. It's for the demo. I think it's gone wrong. So here the temperature is 1. Maybe I can 0. Stop. So this is the what happening, which is we don't want it. That's why it is very important to have this kind of all the settings properly, what kind of setting you want from the response. So I think this is all about the Flutter SDK. As I mentioned, just a minute. I have mentioned one more thing here as a Firebase extension. It is also a cool feature, like if you want to add multi-model thing in your application, that definitely you can try this thing as well. Here is the QR code for my article, which is already on the Firebase website, how to use the Firebase extension to create a multi-model thing, like a worksheet generator Flutter app with the Firebase extension. Maybe I can give you. This is a demo for that. You can scan the QR code and you can try it by yourself. And I can show you maybe. So let me do that. So this is a worksheet generator application I have created for my son, because when I'm asking him to write some kind of practice his math skills, and he's always asking me a question when I'm having some kind of work or something, doing something, and I ask him that use the ChatGPT to generate some worksheet, and he generated it, and after 5 minutes he said, I'm done. I said, how come you are done a 20-30 question in 1 or 2 minutes? And what happened in that, when he give the prompt to the ChatGPT is giving the answer as well. And that is the a kind of eye-opener for myself. So I have created this application for him, basically, and here in Firebase extension, I have given the prompt like that, what kind of result I want come through this application. So I have the control over that. And if I'm adding, let's say I'm adding some, let's say 3, and I can say generate. Hopefully it works. It will not give the different result. Like this, without any result, just only questions. So something like that, you can also play with this. I have just created is a sample kind of application with these 2 different options, how to use this Flutter SDK thing, and another is the Firebase extension, and it helps you to build your next application. So there is a announcement that the Gemini API developer competition is there. If you are interested and you want to try something with AI, definitely try this competition, participate in this competition. There are really good prizes, but rather than prizes, you can experiment something and maybe you can create something amazing through that. So I think whatever I have given a knowledge share with you all that helps you to participate in such competition. So thank you so much. If you want to know more about such kind of things or any kind of updates, you can follow me on the Twitter or LinkedIn, or you can email me anytime. So thank you so much.
Thank you. So let's have a Q&A time. So if you have any questions, raise your hand. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for amazing talks. Actually, this one is very important because so many people think Gemini and or when you integrate Flutter with Gemini, just you can create chatbot. But actually, you can make something with UI, like they give you the response as a UI, not as a only text. Actually, I try to integrate many apps with Gemini AI.
Yeah.
Even when I give talk about this, but I realize a very important issue. For example, now when you submit the prompt, every time the user enters something, you submit same prompt plus the content of user, correct?
Yeah.
In this case, I figure out, and people told me in this case you will consume a lot of token because every time you submit same prompt. And they mentioned like if I integrate with the ChatGPT, in ChatGPT you have assistance, so you can save the same prompt in assistance, and you will not consume anymore, only one time.
Okay. I never tried that, but it's a good question you asked. Maybe I can go through the Google and ask like what the solution for this.
Yeah, Gemini doesn't support until now.
Right now it doesn't, but like maybe in future they will support for this, definitely.
And another, I try to create something. They should the response should be JSON file including list. This list have a lot of items. So this one, like the app at this time, is for generate plan for study something. Then I add some indicator, like if user click, I need to learn this one during 1 day, 2 day, 3 day. The response is amazing for 1 week only. But if the user try to put the range like 1 month or 2 months, so the JSON file going to be a lot big, so much. So I'm not sure, like maybe this pagination, is there any pagination in the response? Because I always get null value. In my prompt, I told them if you cannot answer, just give me null.
Okay.
So I have only this issue with the JSON response. If the response going to be like long response, not short. In this case, all this app you show us is mentioned about like short answer. So it will work in very simple.
Yeah. I haven't tried that much up till with this thing, experimenting with this, but definitely I will try it, and if there is an issue, I definitely, because being a GD, I have that facility, I can go back to the Googlers and then we can give the feedback like what we are getting through the community. So maybe I'll definitely reach out to them and give them my feedback. Thank you so much for this question.
I can ask more, I have 2.
Oh yeah, you can ask.
Yeah, another issue like complete from previous conversation. Like for example, you mentioned about the app. There is one chat bot. So every time the user opens the chat bot, he open new session, correct? He cannot proceed with the previous session.
I think so. I think if you can use that there is like a functional calling, they have another kind of thing that you can get this result and you can pass it to the another function and you can save, maybe you can maintain the state of that application. Maybe there is a way to keep that state on. Maybe Remy is here. He can give something like that. Is river-pod using the river-pod to maintain that or something?
I see. So like I should submit the previous conversation again and Gemini.
Maybe whatever the result you are getting through the first prompt, and you can pass that information to that function and you can save it somewhere. And when you do the next time, you can recall that, and on the basis of that, you can create the next thing.
Okay.
Have you tried something like that?
Actually, ChatGPT SDK support this, like proceed with previous. So I found some limitation with Gemini. I'm not sure. Like maybe I didn't. Maybe there is a solution, but I'm not aware about it. So only this and another things about this package, and there is another package also for Gemini SDK. Like when I read about this, it's just for testing. Like it's not suitable for production since the big IT.
Right now they are just saying like that. Yeah, you are not using for the production thing right now.
Do you think
maybe there is more updates you are getting in couple of months. I think updates are coming like every 1 month, 15 days you are getting the new updates. So maybe you can see something.
Do you think the best practice is like we dealing with Gemini from server side, so just I get the response using API? This API is just between the app and server side, but server side will handle the Gemini SDK. Do you think
Yeah, for the Firebase extension you can use for the server side only, right? Like the you can get the response through that. So yeah, definitely. Maybe I will check it out for that and definitely come back to you about that.
Okay, thank you so
Thanks.
much.
Thank you so much.
Questions here?
Hello. Do you remember your? Hello.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry.
I guess it's not directional. So
Okay.
coming from everywhere. So you had the prompt about the morning breakfast quality, right?
Yep.
1 egg, banana and milk,
Yep.
and the score is 8. What happens if I do the same prompt, same breakfast next week? Is there any guarantee of consistency that it's gonna be?
Yeah,
8
like
next week?
that temperature thing. If you can tweak with that, like a temperature thing, I feel like if you make it a 0, then yeah, consistency will be there.
Ah, really? Even if like the core, the actual food is the same, maybe I'm just putting some other random words. I had a good mood in the morning. Can that also affect the actual
Maybe
output?
I will try that.
Okay.
I'm not that much sure what you are,
Because-
but like as their documentation say that like if you are making the 0 as a temperature, then it will follow the same thing again. Like you can get the same result again and again.
Okay, wasn't sure what temperature
Yeah.
because never used that kind of stuff. Also, you mentioned about unique ID. Can Gemini execute code on the fly?
I never tried, but I think so.
Because unique ID you receive.
Yeah, unique ID. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Maybe I
Because
will try.
ChatGPT
Maybe I can
use-
try that kind of application to generate the. You give me the idea now.
Cool. Okay. Thank you.
Thanks.
Nice work.
Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. Very informative. So my question is, so we Japanese use Japanese, right? So if I use Gemini, so how do I say? So to speak Japanese, right? So as you said in your presentation, so there are many properties for to be set, right? So if we if we set Gemini for to speak Japanese, so is there something we should concern?
I haven't tried that as well up till now, but yeah, as there like a kind of what kind of property they have, there is nothing like that up till now. Maybe I don't know, for the localization they will have something else.
Have you ever done other language?
I haven't tried like with the different languages yet with any application.
Okay, yeah, thank you so much.
Maybe I can I will check and I will get back to you definitely
Okay,
for this. Yeah.
thanks.
Okay, anyone else?
Good. Anyone else? Okay. So thank you very much
Thank
for our
you.
presentation and Q&A session. So let's give our big round of applause, please. So we have a short break until 4:35. So next session is going to start at 4:35. Thank you. And ask the speaker, Kona is available.